Welcome everybody, it's Debbie O'Neill of Scrummy Quick Designs, and this is a tutorial today on using the holiday candy bar wrappers that's found as one of the image sets in the new Giftery digital mystery box that Cricut has out. I'll link that up in the description of the video. I have another video that I showed you what was in that mystery box, but this is how to work with these holiday candy bar wrappers. A lot of y'all have been asking me about how do you make candy bar wrappers, so I thought this was really timely that Cricut had this out for us. So this is the image set holiday candy bar wrappers, and as you can see here, it covers a lot of different holidays. So there's snowmen for winter, and turkeys and for Thanksgiving, and stuff for Halloween, and stuff for Easter, and stuff like, I guess that's like a shirt like for Father's Day would be fun. St. Patrick's Day, there's another tie for Father's Day. Anyway, it's super cute. I really like all of these. They're adorable, and they're made for you to wrap around candy boxes or candy bars. So what I wanted to show you today was how would you size these so you would get it to be the appropriate size for the candy object that you're using. So we're going to come over here. I'm going to pick the snowman candy bar wrapper because I thought he was super cute. And I'm going to insert it onto my mat. Now, when it comes in on my mat, it comes in at this size. Now, depending upon what candy bar you're using, you need to be able to adjust this size, right? So here I just took a basic shape here and I made it the size of my candy bar. I'm using a Hershey's milk chocolate candy bar because that's what's tradition in our house to get. And so I measured it, and it's like 2.5 inches wide and 6 inches high. Okay, and so I made a rectangle that shape, and then I'm going to move this over. Let me move it to the front. I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to see that it's not going to fit because these are my score lines. Okay, the dashes are the score lines. That's where the shape is going to fold over to wrap around the candy bar. So I need this to be this size. I know it's my candy bar. I need this to fit into this shape. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this over here, and then I'm going to highlight the box, and I'm just going to pull the box out using the little grab handle there on the bottom until I get it where the candy bar is going to fit. I'll move it just a little bit more here. Okay, so I want to make sure that there's enough room on the side and around the edge. When I go to put this together, the candy bar is easily going to fit in there and be able to close properly. Okay, so that looks great. So now this is my finished size for my snowman. Now I am going to show you guys how to put these together. So I'm going to be working with the snowman, the turkey, and a reindeer. So I'm going to show you what you need to put these candy bar wrappers together. I picked 3 of them for us to do just so you get a feel for kind of how you layer them. You will need a tape runner to put them together, and I'm also going to be using like a Zig 2-way chisel. This is a close to my heart one, but a little glue pen because some of these pieces are small and this is helpful. And I will also be using a pair of the Cricut tweezers because when you go to inset some of these pieces, a little pair of tweezers will be helpful. And I will also be using some foam tape, and I'll have my scissors out in case I need to cut those. Now, you don't have to do the foam tape. I just think it's going to add a little dimension to this, and that's just my personal preference. You could certainly just glue all of it down straight if you want. And then, of course, you're going to need your candy bars. So like I showed you earlier, I just measured the width of the candy bar and then the height of the candy bar, so to speak. And that's how I made that rectangle. So then I know it's going to fit inside my candy bar wrapper. All right, so we're going to do the snowman one first. And you will have cut all the pieces out. They're pretty self-explanatory, no tricks here. Just follow along. Make things whatever color you want. Of course, you're going to have white for the snowman body. And so this you will either have used the Cricut scoring stylus, which is this, which you use with the Cricut Explore machines, or you can use in the Cricut Maker, or you will have used the Cricut Maker scoring wheel, the 01, okay? So that's part of the adaptive tool system for the Maker. It has a different scoring wheel that you can use. And then I just did white paper, and you see it will have cut everything out here. And then there's score lines on here. So you're just going to fold along those score lines, okay? And I'm going to do that. All right, so you're going to fold along the score lines. And how this is going to work is that it's going to create a little box that we're going to slip our candy bar into. But first we have to decorate it. So on the snowman, you have a long piece that got cut out that looks like the top of the snowman hat. That actually gets glued on first before we do anything else. You have, with whatever pieces you cut for the scarf, you have this little strip. That actually goes here as on the brim of the hat. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and glue that down, I'm going to glue that down first. I'm just going to use my little zig here. Little glue pen. And this is just going to go right here above there. You kind of see where the brim of the hat is, and it's just going to fit like this. Okay, easy peasy, get it on there. All right, now this part is going to be glued inside of the snowman. Okay, and we're just going to line up this shape with the edge of the snowman, just like that. All right, so I am going to put my adhesive on this side of the snowman. Now around these little cutouts here, I'm going to use the glue pen, okay, just because it's a little easier to get around those shapes, and I'm going to do that, okay. Now for the rest of it, I'm just going to take the tape runner and I'm going to run a couple of lines of adhesive across the two sides around where his buttons are, and then one across the bottom here, okay? And then I'm just going to lay this on and match it up. This would be pretty easy to do with some maybe older kid craft. Little ones probably couldn't do this, but elementary kids could probably do this, okay? So we're just gluing that on. Now we have the beginning of our snowman. All right, and then you have all the different pieces. So there is the snowman nose, and there's two cheeks. So we're going to use our glue pen here. Now I find holding the nose with the tweezers helpful, and then adding the glue to the back of it, and then just laying it in here. Now if you're working with a bunch of kids, you could just have them pick it up and set it in there, but it just goes inside the little hole here, like that. And then you're going to do the same thing with the cheeks and just stick those right on. Cheek in here. Okay, so now we've got the cheeks on, the nose on, and now we just have to put his scarf on. Okay, so you have one large piece of scarf that's going to go on first. And it just goes right up here. I'm going to go ahead and flatten this out so I can lay it on there, but you're going to put it on, make sure you're lining it up and it's not overlapping where the score lines are. And then you have these two pieces, okay? So this is the next layer of his scarf. The little square goes on top of the little square on the scarf here. Okay, so the little square goes on top of this piece, and then I'm just going to add a foam dot to pop it up. And then this is going to go on top of the bottom part of the scarf. And then it looks dimensional on there, just as if you had wrapped it around the little snowman. And now all we have to do is add adhesive across the back here. So there is a tab. So where you've done your score lines, now you've created this big tab. And all you have to do is just run your tape runner down that, making sure you're not covering up your score line. And then you're just going to fold these over and match those two edges up. Matching it along the edge and around the bottom. Okay. And now we have our little snowman cover, and we can put our candy bar in. Look how cute that would be. So for Thanksgiving, we're going to be doing the turkey. I love this. It's so cute. Okay, so there's several pieces to the turkey. So I'm going to go over each one so you know how it goes together. And again, super simple, just some cardstock. We're good there. You have the basic shape of the turkey that has this part, and then you've got the score line. So make sure you've scored that and fold it over. Okay, so we're starting to create our box shape there. And now for this one, we're going to line up the bottom. This piece goes in first. Okay, so it's shaped like this. It has this little knob on it, but then you have this cutout on the bottom. This piece fits right here where the cutout is. That's how you know where you're going to line it up. Okay, there again, I'm just going to use my glue pen because it is a little tricky around those little tiny pieces than using my tape runner there. And then I'll use the tape runner on the rest of it. It'll be fine. Okay, and then this is going to get lined up down here, and where this little knob is here goes right here on the bottom there. You'll kind of see where it fits in like this. Okay, so it goes like that, and then you just add on the cute little feet. We can just use the tape runner on these two probably. And they're going to fit in here just like it's a puzzle piece. Okay, so as long as you make sure you have it flipped, your piece flipped the appropriate way, it'll fit right in there. The little turkey piece. Okay, so now we've got the body of the turkey. All right, then we have the head of the turkey. So there are 4 pieces to the head of the turkey. There is the background of the turkey head. So this is a dark, I just used a dark cardstock for that. And then you have a blue cardstock that's going to go on top of this. Okay, that's going to create the kind of the top of the turkey. And I'm just going to use the tape runner. Okay, then this gets layered on here, lining it up. Okay, like this. And then you're going to lay the yellow piece goes on next. And that kind of creates the beak of the turkey. Like this. And then his little red, I don't know what they call this, but then that gets lined up. Then we have the turkey's head. And then I'm going to add some foam dots. Now you don't have to add the foam dots. If you would prefer your turkey head just to be glued on, then you'll just glue it on where you see me setting this down. But I'm just putting some foam dots on the back of this just because I want to add a little dimension to these. And then it goes right here where this curve is on this piece we already put on. Okay, so you're just going to line the head up. Okay, so there's the turkey's head. So then you have these 2 pieces, and the lighter brown is going to go on top of the dark chocolate brown that I'm using. Okay, you may have different colors you're using, but you have one shape like this that's a little bit larger, and then you have the same shape that's a little bit smaller. And these are going to get glued on top of each other like this, and that is going to come down here, and you're just going to line those pieces up. Okay, so then you end up with this. And now this goes on your turkey like so, and you just want to make sure there's your 2 score lines are right there. And that's going to go right there along the score lines. Okay, so now we've got the front of our turkey done. Isn't it cute? It's so cute. And then we have that tab again. So we're just going to put our tape runner on that tab, fold it over, line it up. And now we've got the turkey, and we're ready to put our candy bar inside our turkey. And then I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably write the person's name on this part of it. so that then it'll be at each person's place setting. All right, so let's do the last one here real quick. Rudolph was a little more complicated, or I guess it's just a reindeer. I'm not going to say it's Rudolph, but so we're going to have several different pieces here. Okay, now here is the basic shape. Again, we've already folded on the score lines, so we're going to be ready to put our layered images on top of this. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to lay this piece here, goes around on the bottom here, and you'll see the rounded edge of this shape. That's where this fits. Okay, this is also good for the glue pen to do because that's a little tiny. It's going to fit right here. And then we have several pieces to the head. So there is a background shape. I used red for mine. This is going to be the harness around the reindeer that the bells go on. Okay, so you're going to take that back piece, whatever color you cut that out of. I made mine red because I wanted the harness to be red. And then you have the piece that has the antlers on it. So we're going to lay that one on next. Okay, you don't need any adhesive on the antlers because they stick up off the top of this. And just line up the ears and the shape of the head there. So now we've got those two pieces done. And then you have the top layer of the reindeer head, and it cuts out the same color as the body. Okay, I'm just going to use some tape runner on this and lay this now on top of this, kind of lining it up. And now we start forming our reindeer head. This is the part that kind of threw me off because I'm like, what in the world are these two pieces here? Those are the cheeks for the reindeer. So those are the ones, that's why it's pink, okay? Because those are the reindeer cheeks. Set those in. You have two, one for each side. Now, can you kind of see the reindeer? It's like the cheeks of the reindeer, and then those are the eyes. Now, it's not as obvious to me, so what I wanted to do was just use my black Cricut pen that came with my Cricut, and I'm going to add some little marks here so it looks like the eyelashes. So now it looks more like a reindeer's eyes to me. So that's what I did on mine. And then you have this piece, okay, this cream piece or white piece, whatever color you cut yours out of. Now this part is going to match up here where the ears are, okay, and it's going to fit right up here. So we're going to go ahead and put this one on now that we've got all those layers done. And we're going to line the ears up so we know where our reindeer head goes. All right. Looking pretty cute. All right, and then you have this piece. Now this piece fits right here like a little puzzle piece, okay? So you're going to put that one on. There again, around these little points here, I'm going to go ahead and just put the glue pen around it just so it stays on, and then I can use the tape runner for the rest of it. And I'm just going to fit that right up in here, okay? There you go. And then you have some bells, okay? So each bell has a little black piece, or I use the dark chocolate for mine, that goes underneath whatever you cut the bell part out of. So I cut mine out of Cricut silver foil paper to give it that bell look to it. You're going to have a bell shape, and then you're going to have the little liner piece, okay? That gives it that highlight of the bell. So there again, I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to use my glue pen to get those little edges there. And then I'm just going to lay it on top of that piece. Now, I'm not worried that it matches exactly perfect. What I'm looking for here is that this part of the bell shape has the black on it so that it gives you that dimension of the bell. Then we just have to glue these down, so that's pretty easy. And then they go here. There's little shapes here where you lay the bell. And then we have our reindeer is done. It's so cute. And then you have the tab, right? So there again, we're going to just take our tape runner and I'm going to just fold these over and match up the edges. And then you have your holder, and we're going to slide our chocolate bar in. And ta-da! So we've got our 3 adorable holiday candy wrappers. All right, I hope you had fun watching this and that you now know how to kind of put these together. There's other ones, they all kind of do the same thing. Just look at the shapes, follow how they're layered on the Design Space file, and you shouldn't have any trouble. And I hope you guys enjoy your sweet treat that you can leave for others, and have a great day. Happy crafting. Come join me over in the Let's Learn Cricut Design Space Facebook group.